Coach Rowe, what kind of heresy is this? This is inexcusable.
This, I tell you, he's my man. He's the guy that has kept the glue going. The glue's been passed around at Peoria and on the Bradley campus by this guy more than anybody else I know. Dave Snell, how are you, big boy?
Coach, how are you? I'm fine. I had to stand up for the song.
Get out of here, Snell. Come on.
It's great to talk to you guys, especially since I think I found out yesterday we won't be traveling on the road, any of the broadcast teams. So, Springfield. Yeah, that's what I was told yesterday. And I have not missed a live Bradley game in 42 years, so it's going to be a new deal. And I'm going to have to talk to John Rooney about working in a studio because I think that's ahead for us. But that's the way it was yesterday. Things really changed. But I'll miss coming to Springfield because it's my favorite venue in the league, first of all. But then more important are the people, Coach and Ned. You know, with Art and Mike and Rick, who I think is the best SID in the league. So that makes it even better. And the games are always pretty competitive, too. So I will miss that, but we hopefully will be back at some time.
Yeah, it's got to go, Dave. This can't go on. Now, I'm a little bit, not much, but a little bit older than you are, and I've never ever seen anything like this. So it's so unprecedented that there isn't any map to follow, but somewhere along the line, it's going to go. But in the meantime, let's talk a little hoops about the Braves. And what do you perceive from this ball club? A pretty good team?
Yes, I think this is the most talented team they've had in years. And that's saying something when you lose the fifth leading scorer in school history and a center that just got better and better as time went on and obviously a very good three-point shooter. But they did recruit very well last year, and they have players that can step in right away. They got a transfer from UMass, and also a player that had an ACL injury last year that was going to play, and he's a 6'9" post guy from the Netherlands that is very talented. He's an inside-outside player, so he can shoot the three. And so I think they're very, very talented. That being said, you know, you've got the team up in Iowa that's pretty good, and a center that is, one of the all-time great players that Loyola, that's got some basketball history behind it's probably ever had. So, and nobody wanted to play the Bears last year, least of all Bradley. You know what happened? They lost to they were behind Loyola in the last game of the season. They had the ball underneath the basket, and they made an entry pass to Elijah Childs, who missed a 2-foot shot. That was the difference between the Bears playing the Braves and Bradley playing in their first-round game against Southern Illinois. And so if there's a silver lining in missing a shot, that was it.
This is, our conference, the Missouri Valley Conference, is certainly as competitive as any league in the country, Dave, and I know that really lends to some pretty good broadcasts, too. As that goes on, though, I am curious, and I must admit to you, I did not know about the fact that you're going to have to remain isolated when you do these games. How are you going to do them? How will you broadcast a game from Peoria that's, for instance, down here in Springfield?
I think that there is a studio somewhere that has that multi-look cameras like they do for Major League Baseball. I think that's it. Where it is, I am not sure. Now, I will be traveling on the road for their first 3 games because I believe 2 of them are not televised, and we're not going to go without a broadcast. That's at Xavier. Bradley plays Toledo, Xavier, and Oakland University. And then we don't know about the game in Columbia, Missouri against Mizzou. But other than that, those are the only road games Bradley has in their pre-conference schedule. They open at Southern Illinois, and then and play Northern Iowa here. So all the home games I will do, there are no fans in the state of Illinois for any. They've wiped out the high school basketball season in the entire state.
It's not being played at all?
No.
No games. Oh, my.
No games.
My.
But then also, Dave, I've heard that Loyola cannot even use their own arena.
Correct. They don't. First of all, they don't want fans visiting the campus or any team visiting the campus on campus.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one of the wonderful examples. Just a few of the examples of living in the land of Lincoln.
Dave Snell visiting with us for 42 years. He's the play-by-play man, and is this number 43 or 42 for you, Dave?
This would be 43.
43.
Well, Dave, you'll learn really from. We've talked to John Rooney numerous times throughout the summer, and he telling us how his situation is. Of course, they've got all the big screens. They do it from the stadium itself, looking at their screens in their booth. But he'll be able to tell you, and I guess it works better than you think it can. But I just still think that's really a weird deal not to be able to do it, because you got to depend on the television picture you're watching then. So everybody's got to have a TV of the game going on.
Coach, you'll like this story. We do Bradley baseball here from the studio to save money, which is a big deal these days. And there's a ball hit down the line in left field. Well, the cameras are being operated by students, and the director is a student. So we work with students. I do the first 3 innings. A student does the middle 3, and I do the last 3. On this particular occasion, the ball is hit down the line in left field. And I go, ball's in left field, and it is, and I'm waiting because I can't see the picture.
Sure.
And I'm not getting anything from the director. It is, and he said, it's a home run. I said, and it's gone. It is gone. It not only was not gone, but it was off the wall foul.
Oh, good.
Now there's no way to get out of that one. So you just said, our vision was impaired just a bit, and it's ruled a foul ball to make it sound as palatable as possible. So baseball is a different thing because, and I admire those guys that have done it, because you can't tell from a two-dimensional, a one-dimensional picture what kind of jump the outfielder gets on the ball. Yeah. If it's in the gap, I mean, you're totally at the mercy of the director. In fact, in one of the games that, because I listened to John's broadcast and turned down the sound, and match it up like you can on your video, and the ball was hit down the line in San Diego in one of the 3 playoff games, and John couldn't get a good look at any of the shots that they had, and he wasn't sure, but he covered it well. I mean, John's a pro. He covered it very well, but I can't wait for basketball. I mean, it's a new deal, and you're just going to have to. We better get used to it because that's the way it is.
Now, Snell, I'm going to tell you something now. For being an old timer in the business, I must admit to you, doing the game on remote and from the TV screen is going to be a challenge. But doing a game live in an empty arena with no fans, you're in for an experience. Let me tell you.
I can imagine it. Although there are some arenas that we go around in the valley that haven't been filled very much. So I guess that was practice.
All right, Dave, I got a question now. Why?
Okay, Coach.
I can imagine why they say do it remotely here, but if the system becomes one in which we're playing each school twice, a double. I mean, back-to-back games. I keep hearing that may come about like it's going to do in the Conference USA, the Horizon League, some of them, which means you would only have half the road trips you normally would have. Would this still be in effect, even if that was the case?
I believe so. Although I hadn't really thought about that one, a lot of this is being made up as you go along. Because what I was told yesterday could be different today, because I said, all right, if it's snowing and a truck can't get to a particular place because of bad weather, especially along I-80,
right,
where Drake in northern Iowa you have to get to. I-80 is the worst because you have those trucks going by, and it's very slick. Let's say a satellite truck can't get to Springfield, and so there's no broadcast of the game. Now you have to get in a car in bad weather and truck to Springfield, Missouri, or there's no radio broadcast. And that would be the case in any place, because we're talking about the winter. And travel is sometimes very difficult.
So is this a league edict as agreed upon by everybody that nobody, broadcasters, go on the road?
As a matter of fact, Coach, we were told yesterday, at least that's it goes through two different people. I'm the last to know anything. So they said that Bradley was the only team that wanted to travel on the road to all of the league games. And this was Learfield, obviously, a Learfield, Missouri Valley Conference decision.
Partner. Yeah.
So that's what we got yesterday, that all of the league, it was a combination of the Valley and Learfield. And then I said, I mentioned the weather. I said, what happens if the game is not televised by ESPN Plus, ESPN3, or the Valley Network? Let's say it's a CBS or a CBS game, and I don't think that's the case anywhere. But what happens when there's no available broadcast for you to get multiple shots? And they didn't have an answer for that one.
You'd take the feed from the other team, then, I would assume.
Yes.
On the radio broadcast. You just pick it up that way.
Yeah, you could do that. But that would just play havoc with the various commercial sponsors that are paying for in-game radio spots.
Sure.
And it'll wipe out that inventory for that game. And there are potential messes everywhere. And then what do you do at the Missouri Valley Conference tournament?
Yep. That all figures into it as well. Hey, Dave, are you teaching classes at Bradley?
Yes, I have a radio and television play-by-play course that I teach. It's 1 hour a week, and so we have students and.
Yeah, the silver lining involved here is great, because you're going to be teaching your students history about broadcasting that has, well, I can't say it's never been done before, but is certainly very rare. And here's Dave Snell, one of the pioneers of remote broadcasting.
You know, Mike Reese was given a Pioneer Award by the Illinois Broadcasters. So a good friend that had worked with Mike before, Mike's Southern Illinois, and he's been, this is his 43rd year as well. We went out to your great place, that I always had to take Coach Stoll. You remember Coach Stoll?
Oh, gosh, yeah, sure.
Oh, yeah. We had to take him to Bass Pro Shop every trip. And we had to eat at the restaurant. And while he was looking at lures and all kinds of things because he loves to fish, I was watching the rattlesnakes and the black widow spiders and all of the things that they have in there. But so anyway, I went to the local Bass Pro Shop and got a Pioneer hat, a coonskin hat to give to Mike since he is a pioneer.
Oh, that is so good.
But the thing about it is, and I think that you guys can relate to this. Someone, a guy by the name of Mort Cantor, who did the games for 26 years, took me under his wing when I was first starting out, and we wound up being competitors, but we were best of friends, and that made it kind of awkward. But somebody passed the baton to me, and now it's my obligation to pass it on to the next generation of broadcasters to, teach how to be polite, how to be personable, how to project, how to help the other person. If the visiting broadcast team comes in, do you have anything? Do you have anything? Do you have a problem? Is there anything I can help you with? Those are the types of things you teach that maybe aren't a part of the business now, but have been in the past, to care about the other person's broadcast just as you would your own.
Sure.
Because there are times when you're going to travel on the road and there's a piece of equipment that you don't have, and then they reciprocate just like that because they know that you would help them. That's just one of the things I teach the class.
That's a vital part of the industry that you are teaching too, Dave, and that's very, very well done. We're going to miss seeing you down here this year, but it's only, I hope anyway, only 1 year, and we'll reestablish connections next year, okay?
I hope so, because we love the restaurants there, and they're very good. And I can't travel with the team. I can't travel with a team. I can't stay in their hotel. And the pre- and post-game shows are done. Coach Wardle will call the radio station, and I'll call the radio station, and that's how we'll do our pre- and post-game shows.
Boy, that's going to be a real, real challenge.
It really, really will.
Dave, well done, sir. Thank you very much for visiting with us, and much, much good luck. It's going to be a challenge this year, but we'll all get through it.
Two of my all-time favorite people. I learned racquetball from Ned, and I learned how to be a pro.
To Ned is what you.
And I learned how to be a pro from Bill Rowe. So have a great day, guys.
We'll miss seeing you, Dave.
Thanks,
Look
Dave.
forward to it when we can.